Hey guys, this is 97 Lego Maniac with another custom minifigure showcase video, and today we have 3 figures, and well 4 if you count Pikachu, from Pokemon, and this is based off the original series. So yeah, I decided to make Pokemon customs ever since I decided to rewatch the Pokemon series, because it's been a long time since I've seen it, and I just want to see if it holds up and all, and I decided, you know what, it would be cool if I make customs. I mean, it's all started off when we made Brock's face for no reason, and just escalated from there. So, to say this in all my videos, these custom minifigures are never for sale. All the custom minifigures I made were really for ourselves, for us customizers, and we just make them just to show off to people, and hopefully like maybe they'll be inspired too. And so that's why we not all of us do commissions. I don't do commissions, so I won't make a second pair or anything like that. And these minifigures are based off my interpretations only. I only make minifigures that I personally do want to make. That's why I don't really take suggestions that often. I just want people to give me their constructive criticism, whether they like or don't like, on my minifigures or what you're seeing right now, rather than worrying about what am I going to make in the future. So that's it, and we can continue on with our showcase video. Starting off the protagonist series, we have Ash Ketchum. Ash in the original, this is based off his original costume in the original series. That includes like the Kanto and the Johto in the series. And if you guys ask me personally, I actually like the Johto series more. This is probably my favorite of all the Pokemon anime. And ever since after the Sinnoh arc, that's when it kind of goes downhill. So pretty much when Brock left, that's when it just did. The show doesn't really do it for me. So starting off with the hat, I forget which hat this is. I think this is the painter guy's hat from the collectible minifigure series, but it came in blue. I got this hat from the Lego store. You know, when you can build your own minifigures, and I just got this hat because I wanted to make Sergeant Johnson from Halo, but obviously now I used it for Ash. So it was all blue before, and pretty much what I did, I sculpted hair around it. Now how I did this, it's actually pretty hard to explain, but let me explain for you. All right, let's suppose I got like just an ordinary scrap head. Usually I use yellow heads as a base when I'm sculpting around it. That's what I use yellow heads for, because yellow heads are pretty useless for us customizers. So, and what I do, I will put the hat back on. I would make a thin sheet of Procreate, like usually what I usually do, but I don't usually wait for it to dry. So I roll a thin sheet, and I wrap it around the hat, and after that I wait for it to dry. Once it's dry, I take off the hat and I peel off the Procreate, and I glue the Procreate onto the head. And while it's onto the scrap head, I would then cut. Like make marks, like such as like cutting like what size I want, and for the spikes, then I use Procreate to sculpt onto that base sculpt I made for the hair. That's my tip on sculpting hair around like hats, if you guys are curious. And this is actually a flesh head, just like on Starfire or like those Indiana Jones, you know those turban guys. So that's like the skin tone I use. If you guys want to find these on Bricklink, it's just flesh. That's because and these typical colors would be light flesh. And I think it would work well for Ash. And you can see I did not erase this is what the head looks like. I did not erase it back. So yeah, I thought this head this color would look well. On the camera, it looks more orange, even though it's actually a beige. It looks a little more beigey in real life. And so yeah, the reason why I use this color is because Ash's skin tone isn't light as Misty's, nor is it dark as Brock. So I think this is a good middle ground. And I tried to capture his likeness, and I think I captured it very well. Painting anime eyes is pretty tricky, especially with the white paint, because you have to water it down so much, and you got to make sure you have to be careful when you water down white paint, or else it will get too watery. And this is like basically my own fabric that I cut off, and to make his jacket. And I painted his shirt like in matte black, and I painted like the flesh arms. I also painted flesh on his gloves, but unfortunately he cannot hold a Pokeball, or else the paint will scrape off. And I have like sand blue legs, and I painted all his shoes, and I painted like the end cuff of his like back and stuff. I did not give him a backpack because I just don't think it's necessary. And now moving on to his little buddy Pikachu. Moving on to Pikachu, what I did, I originally I used a minifigure, you know, those game pieces, because I think that would definitely work for characters like Pikachu. But the thing is that it was a little bit too tall, so I decided to like cut the bottom of the feet, so that way it would be in this height. But unfortunately, when I did that, the hole in the bottom, it would never connect to a stud. So what I ended up doing, instead I just cut off the head of the game piece, so that's what I kept. But the rest of the body, it's pretty much, if you see here, it's pretty much a 1x1 tile, and I just sculpted the body to make it look like it's a minifigure game piece, and taking that inspiration and style. That's what I ended up doing. It really was supposed to be just a minifigure game piece, and then I was supposed to cut the bottom of the feet and then glue the 1x1 tile, but it just did not work out well, so I ended up just, and I don't have enough game pieces, so what I did, I just threw that game piece away, just salvage what I had and just sculpted the body. And the things I sculpted obviously is their ears, I sculpted the tail, and I sculpted the arms and his little feet. And Pikachu is supposed to be more of like has a Lego feel, which is why he may look a little bit awkward. I mean, I don't want him to be in all fours, because in my experience, so from what I've seen, he usually like and he's just like on his hind legs all the time. The only time he'll be on his fours is when he's like ready for battle, or if he's just running very fast. And I just dropped him. And unfortunately, I did not have a yellow minifigure game piece, so this thing is painted whole entire yellow. So the paint job, if you look very carefully, I mean, you couldn't really tell on camera. The paint job is a little bit rough. And painting his face is actually pretty fun though. So yeah, the Pikachu, he's not my favorite Pokemon to be honest, but he is definitely the cutest one. And that's it for Ash and Pikachu. We can move on to our next figure. Our next minifigure we have is Misty, and just to go over with her hair, this hair is actually those it's a surfer hairpiece. Now originally I was gonna like get a base hair and then just sculpt around it, but I just don't feel like sculpting like her hair from scratch or anything like that, like what I did for Brock and Jessie. My goodness, Jessie, I'll get to her like in the next video. So instead, I chose something that's kinda accurate to her hairstyle, and I just like decided to sculpt on top of it, which is a surfer hairpiece. Now, what I did for the surfer hairpiece, I carved out some parts of the hair so you can see her eyes better. So you can see this giant mark here. That's actually all. I just cut all that out. This spike over here, I sculpted that, and I sculpted her little ponytail thing. So it's not completely accurate to Misty's hairstyle because the back is supposed to be a lot shorter, but it's definitely close enough. I just don't feel like sculpting her whole entire hair. And her head, oh shoot, her it's kind of stuck there at the moment. Yeah, her head, I gave her a big mouth before, but I didn't like that, so I just gave her that little tiny mouth like most anime have anyway. And I painted her eyes, painted all these like cat eyelashes, and yeah, that was definitely painful. So I try to make sure it looks exactly like Misty. I think I did a good job on that. And I sanded her torso. What I don't get in Pokemon, these girls are like 10 years old, yet they have a body of a 26-year-old or something. It's just strange. I don't know why. It's like Japan's just weird, you know. And this is actually just a regular yellow torso, and I just painted flesh because I don't want to waste a flesh torso just on Misty. I want to save my flesh torsos for something else. And so that's what I did. So I just used a yellow torso instead. I think it works better. And for suspender things, that was actually E-tape. So the E-tape goes all around, and it just goes on their back. At first, the E-tape, I had it all going parallel. I had no idea it went across, so I had to make another one so that way it's more accurate to the show from the back. And these little buckle things, that was actually Procreate that I cut off from the leftover Procreate I had, and I just painted it gold. And these legs were actually originally blue, I believe. No, they were originally flesh. My bad. So this is the only time I would use flesh legs. Now I barely have enough now, so I gotta order some. And I painted her pants in this almost a sand blue color, but not really sand blue. I don't know. I don't know what kind of color it is. And I painted her shoes and white paint. Again, white paint sucks. So that's pretty much it on Misty. I don't want her bald or anything. So that's it. And we can move on to our next minifigure. Brock is easily my favorite character in the anime, and you know, you can see the background have like Officer Jenny and Nurse Joy, because this dude has a boner for them. And to go over his hair was actually a Widow's Peak hairpiece, and I just sculpted like spikes all around it. And I try to make sure the spike, I don't sculpt as many spikes as I can. They're just like big chunky things, and I would just like carve them. And it's not entirely accurate to show, but it is definitely close enough. And his shirt is actually this like dark orange, like what Poe Dameron has in the Force Awakens set, and this is the dark flesh. Now, so this would be, now what Misty had would be light flesh, Ash would be just flesh. Brock has a dark flesh skin tone, and it definitely fits. And the painting his face is definitely hard. I mean, I have to paint 6 lines. Like, oh my goodness. And his jacket is pretty much my own fabric. And to go over his backpack, the backpack is actually the recent minifigure collectible series, like this hiker dude. But what I didn't decide to use that dumb neck brace because it just makes his neck long. What I did instead, I cut that off, and I wrapped it around with E-tape, so you can see, his backpack can be removable. And so yeah, I think that was a really clever feature that I want to do, so I'm gonna just remove that for now and never show it again. And I also painted my own like dark blue color on the back. So yeah, this is how I did this. I mean, it's just difficult to explain. I mean, you just need to work with it, and it's definitely hard to put it back on. And you can see inside, there's nothing much because he doesn't have any inside details in his shirt. But I actually painted like all these belt buckles. I painted like his zipper crotch thing. I also sculpted in his pouches. So yeah, so that's Brock. Oh, and the cool thing about his head, he does have an alternative head. So once he gets a Professor Oak, his thing for Officer Jenny or Nurse Joy, yeah, you can definitely have that option to do so. And that was a lame wood penis joke. And for his legs, it's just normal brown, and I painted like dark blue sneakers. And that's pretty much it. And Brock is probably one of my favorite figures I made. Like this dude's just so funny. I'll probably make an Officer Jenny or Nurse Joy custom as well to just go with Brock. I mean, I have a face. Who knows? Maybe I should make Krogunk as well, so he can like stab him on his buttock. That's it. And we can conclude this video, guys. Thank you guys for sticking around and watch me ramble. So that's it, guys. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you do, leave it a like in the comment down below. Follow me on all my social media sites so you can see what I'm up to and what I'm going to work on. I have like a future figures I'm planning to make. Mostly like redo my CW stuff. And who knows, for next cartoon I'll probably make either more Young Justice figures, more Teen Titans, or maybe more Pokemon. Or make a version 2 of all my Avatar figures. That would be nice. So yeah, thank you guys for watching and for appreciating these customs. Or if you don't appreciate them, you can let me know what of your opinions and what you would do for your figures. Just let me know in the comments down below. I would love to have a discussion with you. So that's all. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.